Billionaires spend millions trying to improve performance. Private chefs, personal trainers, luxury wellness retreats. Advanced health technology, elite doctors, they invest heavily into staying sharp, focused, and productive. But one of the most powerful things many high performers prioritize every single night costs absolutely nothing. And the crazy part? Almost nobody takes it seriously. Most people think success is built through working longer, sleeping less, and constantly pushing harder. Hustle culture glorifies exhaustion. People brag about surviving on 4 hours of sleep like destroying their body is somehow impressive. But behind the scenes, many of the world's most successful people protect their sleep obsessively. Because they understand something most people ignore: sleep is not wasted time. It's performance recovery. And one simple sleep trick used by many high performers can dramatically improve energy, focus, mood, recovery, and even decision making, starting tonight. The trick is surprisingly simple: consistent sleep timing. Not expensive supplements. Not luxury mattresses. Not complicated biohacking gadgets. Going to sleep and waking up at the same time every day. It sounds almost too basic to matter, which is exactly why most people ignore it. But the human body runs on an internal clock called the circadian rhythm, and when that rhythm becomes chaotic, everything starts suffering. Energy crashes. Brain fog. Poor focus. Mood swings. Stress. Bad recovery. Constant fatigue. The body thrives on rhythm. But modern lifestyles completely destroy that rhythm. People stay awake scrolling on their phones until 2 a.m. Sleep differently every night, wake up at random times, binge caffeine to survive the day, then wonder why they constantly feel exhausted. The body never fully knows when it's supposed to rest or recover. And over time, that confusion affects almost every system inside the body. Many billionaires and elite performers understand that sleep consistency matters because decision-making depends heavily on brain recovery. When sleep quality drops, focus drops, patience drops, productivity drops, emotional control drops, even motivation becomes harder to maintain. And unlike social media myths, successful people are usually not successful because they sleep less. Many are successful because they recover better. That's a massive difference. The brain performs best when sleep becomes predictable. Going to bed at consistent times helps regulate hormones involved in recovery. Energy, stress, hunger, and mental clarity. The body starts preparing itself for sleep naturally instead of fighting exhaustion every night. That's why some people fall asleep easily while others lie awake staring at the ceiling for hours. The nervous system adapts to repeated patterns. And honestly, modern technology may be one of the biggest reasons sleep quality is collapsing worldwide. Most people spend the last hour of every night flooding their brain with stimulation. Bright screens, short videos, social media arguments, news, messages, endless scrolling, instead of allowing the brain to calm down naturally. They overload it with dopamine and information right before trying to sleep. Then they wonder why their mind feels restless at night. Billionaires and high performers often protect the final hour before sleep because they understand something important: your brain cannot fully recover while constantly overstimulated. Many avoid heavy mental stimulation late at night. Some dim lights. Some reduce screen exposure. Some create extremely repetitive nighttime routines to signal to the brain that recovery time has started. And what's interesting is that this has nothing to do with luxury. Anyone can do it. That's what makes this sleep trick so powerful. It's accessible immediately. You don't need money to sleep consistently. You don't need elite genetics. You don't need expensive technology. You simply need discipline. And honestly, that's the part most people struggle with. Modern life trains people to ignore natural rhythms completely. Streaming platforms encourage staying awake longer. Social media never stops. Work stress follows people home. Notifications continue all night. People consume stimulation until the exact moment they try to sleep. The nervous system never truly gets a chance to slow down. And over time, poor sleep affects far more than energy levels. Sleep impacts memory, mood, hormones, muscle recovery, immune function, stress management, cravings, focus, metabolism. Everything becomes harder when sleep suffers. One of the most surprising things researchers discovered is that sleep deprivation affects decision-making similarly to alcohol impairment. That means many exhausted people are walking through life mentally impaired every single day without realizing it. And because poor sleep feels normal to so many adults, they stop recognizing how much it's damaging them. They normalize brain fog, normalize exhaustion, normalize relying on caffeine constantly, normalize waking up tired every morning. But the body was never designed to live that way. Another thing many successful people understand is that deep sleep is where real recovery happens. During high-quality sleep, the brain clears waste products, hormones rebalance, tissues recover, memories consolidate, and the nervous system resets. Without enough recovery, performance slowly declines no matter how motivated someone feels. That's why many billionaires prioritize sleep like an investment instead of treating it like an inconvenience. Because protecting energy creates long-term performance. And honestly, one of the biggest lies modern culture teaches is that sacrificing sleep equals ambition. In reality, chronic exhaustion often destroys productivity. Tired people become distracted, emotionally reactive, less creative, and mentally slower. More hours awake does not always mean more effective work. Sometimes the most productive thing you can do is recover properly. Another reason consistent sleep timing matters is because the body loves predictability. Hormones like melatonin and cortisol follow rhythms connected to light exposure and sleep timing. When schedules constantly change, the body struggles to regulate those systems effectively. That's why staying awake until 3 a.m. on weekends can leave people feeling terrible afterward even if they technically slept enough hours. The rhythm itself matters. And perhaps the biggest reason this sleep trick works is because it compounds over time. One good night helps temporarily. But consistent sleep transforms the body gradually. Energy becomes more stable. Mood improves. Focus sharpens. Cravings decrease. Stress becomes easier to handle. Recovery improves. The body starts functioning the way it was designed to. And honestly, many people searching for motivation actually need recovery more than inspiration. You cannot expect your brain to perform well while treating recovery like it doesn't matter. The mind and body need restoration. That's why so many high performers become obsessive about protecting sleep once they realize how strongly it affects everything else in life. And maybe the most powerful part of this entire idea is how simple it really is. No expensive products. No complicated hacks. No secret elite technology. Just respecting the body's natural need for rhythm and recovery. Because sometimes the habits that change your life the most are not flashy at all. They're quiet. Simple. Repeated consistently. And tonight, while millions of people stay awake scrolling endlessly through distractions, you could begin the same sleep habit many elite performers protect obsessively, completely free. Not because it sounds impressive, but because a fully recovered mind is one of the most powerful advantages a human being can have.